technology, etc. So it is the goal of the D&E chair to work closely with board members and utilize a timeline system to emphasize education of respective positions or general CKI knowledge. And this chair is also going to be in charge of managing and utilizing the alumni and Kiwanian networks. So we'll be using these networks a lot more to do things like workshops, mixers, mentorships, etc. And they will be working closely with myself as the president and whoever is the Kiwani's family chair to respectively coordinate with either the alumni or Kiwanians. And yes, they will be encouraged to encourage member engagement through hosting of their own developmental and educational events. So if a member is interested in hosting something about, I don't know, cooking, or dude, how to self-repair your car, you can do so. So yeah, we'll be moving on.
Yes. Next, we have fundraiser. So as fundraising chair, you would need to create and find effective and innovative fundraising ideas. Try to make it new and not repetitive, which is fun. Then you'll also be responsible for arranging both small scale and large scale fundraisers. Small scale could include Twitch streams, restaurant fundraisers if it's safe enough, and then etc. Large scale fundraisers include interclubs, awake-a-thon, etc. etc. So this will be both within club and outside of club, hence interclubs. Yes. Next, you'll have to be able to understand the DFIs and also educate club members about our DFIs and our fundraising goals, and also work with the treasurer to keep the rest of the club updated on our progress towards our fundraising goals. And yes, this was one of our fundraisers, Cartoon Yourself. So yeah, you'd be responsible for trying to think of new ways to raise money for our DFIs. Yes, work with Kobe, our esteemed treasurer.
Right, next we'll be moving on to graphics. So graphics will be focusing on branding to fit the annual club theme. And the club theme is usually decided at the beginning of each term. So whatever that club theme will be when we have our full A board. So as the graphics chair, you'll be creating graphics to advertise various club structures and events. By club structures, I'm referring to like the family system, or maybe even like some forms that we do, like, I don't know, the event chair form, etc. Events could vary from like Key to Life, Key to College, NMI, stuff like that. So you would also be expected to manage a graphics request system to supply graphics for other board members and promote member engagement through merch designing. So merch could include like the club t-shirt or stickers, lanyard, etc. So yeah, whatever you think members would like enjoy and actually buy, that would like be very ideal. Also with the graphics chair, you'll be expected to release a seasonal newsletter. So this would amount to 4, so like spring, summer, winter, fall. And you would be doing so with the historian chair for the Distinguished Newsletter Award at DCON or District Awards. So with this, the seasonal newsletter, it will be assigned to like the media committee, which we'll talk about like later. So with the graphics chair, you'll be working with the historian chair to manage a media committee.
Yes. Speaking of historian, we have historian chair next. So as historian, you'd be expected to attend a large majority of meetings and events so that you'll be able to take pictures and videos that the club can use. And if you're not able to attend certain events, you should be able to find someone to take the pictures and videos. And this could be board members that are attending or committee members of the media committee. Next, you'd assist other board members with filming and editing needs, such as FTC skits or other skits, member spotlights, etc. You'll also be filming and editing recap videos to release for the club to see, past events that happen, and then along with their regular content that will promote member engagement, like Anthony's captioned this and TikTok videos. Yes, things that will promote member engagement, like I just said. So they would be submitting their own content. Yeah. You'll also be filming a submission for the annual Club Video Award at FTC. You'd probably be working with Spirit and Social on that since they will plan it. We'll go over that later. And then also, like Audrey said, you'll be establishing and delegating tasks to a media committee along with the graphics chair. And then in the case of like being in person, you'd have a scrapbook. And as a historian, you'd be holding scrapbook meetings and yeah, for members to come together and create the scrapbooks together. Yes.
All right, so now we'll be moving to the Kiwani's family chair. So the duties of the Kiwani's family chair include maintaining relations with the Long Beach Kiwanis and our local Key Club divisions. So in doing so, you would be expected to attend Long Beach Kiwanis meetings and provide updates about our club events, like fundraisers, stuff like that. You would also be expected to attend our Key Club District Council meetings and encourage CKI involvement. So primarily, you would like try to interact with them and see maybe like what are the needs of our local Key Club divisions. Maybe they want to learn more about college. Maybe they want to learn more about how the application process goes with college, or even like further with scholarships, stuff like that. And then you would bring that to our club and we would try to help them out with that. So your goals would be to create events that promote Kiwani's family interactions. So this would be planning Key to Life, Key to College, etc., and hosting events with other CKI clubs, Kiwanis, and service leadership program clubs. So service leadership program clubs are things that include like Key clubs, Builders Club, Kiwans, stuff like that. And your goal is to educate members about each Kiwani's family branch. So you would be working closely with the development and education chair to utilize the Kiwani network. And this would be to like help out with more like our personal and professional development, since Kiwanians tend to be, I'll say, more chair as a respectful term. So yeah, they're very useful network that we really want to utilize this term.
Next, we have public relations or PR chair. As PR chair, you'd brainstorm and develop new recruitment ideas to recruit members for our club. Yes, we want to grow big and bigger. And part of this includes coordinating week of welcome tabling for both semesters. So you'd be in charge of organizing the volunteers and, yes, coordinating that to recruit members. Also, we want to maintain regular updates with in-club advertising. So that's our club website, Discord, Instagram. We're straying away from Facebook. Yes, yes. And also, you're going to work with other board members to promote their ideas on these platforms. Also, another goal is to increase our club's on-campus exposure via these social medias. We want to utilize Beach Sync more, so then we'll get that larger exposure. Thanks to Kyla, we got a lot of recruitment in our past week of welcome tabling since she was able to use Beach Sync. We want to expand on that. Also, in regards to on-campus, we want to provide relevant university events to respective board members. We could relay like certain events that are going on in other organizations that we could help or aid or co-host events with. Yeah, more exposure in that way. Also, as PR chair, you'd send out periodic emails to members to promote club materials. That could be newsletter, member manuals, and etc. that you would find on emails. And then lastly, as PR, you would compile and summarize information from monthly club evaluation forms. So with this, you'd be receiving feedback from board members and also family heads so that we'd be able to change things that need to be changed or continue things that we think are working well.
All right, so now we'll be talking about the recognition and programs chair. So the recognition and programs chair will be focusing on recognition aspect of our club, and programs would allude to the family system. So your goal is to develop new ways to recognize members and their accomplishments. So find new ways to help recognize their MRP standings, or maybe even like go beyond that. Doesn't necessarily have to be just MRP related. You can also conduct the weekly and monthly recognition for outstanding members. So this would be like member of the week, member of the month, otherwise known as Golden Cadet or Golden Veteran, or even in previous years like Golden Pup, stuff like that. You're expected to work with the secretary to recognize and educate members about MRP qualifications and requirements. So your goal with the secretary is to also conduct monthly MRP reports to notify members about their statuses and like MRP standings. And you're also expected to work with the VPA to manage the family system and mentor-mentee pairings. So the recognition and programs chair will be the sole head of the family system instead of like having like co-chairs. Instead, like the VPA will be assigned to help out. So with the VPA, you'll be expected to help name families according to the annual like club theme, create a flag system and tier list of achievements for all families. So this could be like the point system, and also plan new member induction with the president and VPA during fall semester.
Next, we have Service Project Chair. As this board member, you'd be working closely and communicating a lot with our VPS, Diane Wen, my daughter. Heck yeah. And together you'll be planning service events for each week. A little bit more on that later. And this chair will also be supervising and overseeing the impact team systems and updating the board with the team's progress. Yes. You'd also want to understand and work according to the District Service Initiative and International Service Initiative. So this includes educating members about what the DSI and ISI are. You'd plan corresponding service events based on it. Like this year, we have serving our environment. So we had like flyer site planters, educational presentations about the environment, etc., etc. And then you also organize related medium scale events based on what DSI and ISI are. So that's interclubs, marathons, etc. Yes, be McKenna's successor. And this is our very nice impact team that we had this year, mental wellness.
All right, now we'll be moving on to the Spirit and Social Chair. So the Spirit and Social Chair is going to be expected to plan regular small scale and large scale social events for the club. So this could be like our meditation sessions, our movie marathons, um, the Queen Mary's Dark Harbor, etc. You could also like what would help with large scale social events would be like interclubbing with other people. So especially with like our metro division, it'd be really like helpful to just go out and try to plan interclubs, especially like during this time where interclubbing is easy, and that's a like great way to start a large scale social event. I'll also be expected to plan seasonal family events. So instead of the recognition and programs chair planning the seasonal family events, so these would be like the family competitions, like a Sox Nation. It would be on the Spirit and Social chair. So this would alleviate duties from the recognition and programs chair, and also help not overstep the boundaries of Spirit and Social chair and make them more involved in our family system. The Spirit and Social chair will also be deciding the themes and lead all icebreakers for all general meetings. They would be expected to encourage high spirit through the creation and leading of new cheers at district events. And you're going to host spirit nights to practice cheers, making spirit items. So spirit items would include stuff like, or traditionally it would be stuff like clothespins with maybe like the faces of our board officers. Please just do Lenore, don't do me. But since we're on an online format, maybe there's like a new idea that you could do for making spirit items like be virtual, or even make them like easier to distribute, like maybe stickers. Um, and this would also include like skit planning for CKI South, fall training conference, and district convention. So as a Spirit and Social chair, you would be creating a submission plan for FTC and DCON for either the skits or talent show acts. Yeah, an example of an event we did was like movies at the beach at the bottom.
Yeah. Lastly, but not the leastly, we have technology chair. As technology chair, your goal would be to create a new design for the club website that reflects our annual theme. Like as you know here, ours this year was space. So we had service, the final frontier, and you designed the website based on that theme. And your goal is to have it all updated and ready and pretty by the first fall semester meeting so that it would be available to all of our club members by the time the term starts. Next, we'd want you to provide constant updates for the websites, whether it be member of the month, calendar, etc., just to keep things a lot more relevant based on what's happening in the club. And to do this, you'd communicate with the rest of the board. So, like member of the month, you'd probably be contacting the recognition and programs chair. Calendar, you could communicate with service project or VPS. Yes, to keep things updated and relevant. Also, as tech chair, you'd create and run presentations using Google Slides for all of our general meetings, like I just did today. Wow, it's fun. You should do it. And then, lastly, as tech chair, you'd handle all audio and visual needs for the club. Of the club. Yes, shout out to Renz. He's done a lot for his successor, which could be you. So yeah, he set a really big foundation for the next chair. So yeah, that's it. Thanks
Right.
for listening.
Yeah, thank you for listening. If you guys have any questions, whether it's about the e-board application, you guys are open to contact any of the e-board officers. Lenore and I are probably the most familiar with the A-board changes since we made the changes, but I'm pretty sure like any of the e-board officers would be great resources. Or if you have questions about like the A-board positions themselves, it would be like probably helpful if you contacted the old A-board officers, you know, like Kyla for PR, you know, like McKenna for service project, just throwing that out there. Yeah. Of course, like if you have any questions at all related to positions, being on board, or the app, you can contact any of the e-board or even us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to address something that someone asked me, yes, there's no special events or event coordinator this year. We found it personally like unnecessary for this term. Maybe it'll come back in like future terms, and that's when I'll advise the president to maybe think about it. So yeah, instead, hopefully you guys would be interested in the other positions though and still apply. Thank you.
Yes. Don't be shy. Don't hesitate.
Yeah.
A question is never too little or too big.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we can go on until like 6:35. And if anyone has any questions, you can either like say it out loud, raise your hand, or DM us, or just write in chat. Okay, thank you, Olive, for your input.
Apply for Spirit and Social. I heard it's a really fun position and it's the best one on board.
Why'd you say thank you? I was saying no to Ricardo.
Oh. I'm already used to you roasting me. my body turns like fight or flight response.
Apply for fundraising chair.
You guys
That's
apply
it.
for all positions.
Yeah.
If you apply for all positions, dude, imagine what our club could look like. We'll have like Goshi, someone could be Haru, someone could be like Doken. Dude, we could have like.
Unfortunately, I gave her a host.
But you could take it away, Olivia.
Audrey, what language are you watching it in?
What?
Hey, stop muting. This is so rude. I'm trying to talk to Adora, a potential A-board officer, Olivia.
About what language? A-board
yeah, that's the most important part.